I really don't know what the people said about me. And this is the opportunity that we have to build our communication plan in order for us to deliver the content that we want people perceive us about. So if we let this in the hands of people, we'll probably never been that accurate that the people will just say what we think that the people should be saying about us, right? So this is part of the things that I suggest to my clients, especially in order for them to have this clarity. And clarity is a big word here, and this word is part of the things that I am trying to bring in order for them to know what to say.
In this episode, I will guide you through one of the most important steps in building your personal brand, defining how you want to be perceived. Together, we will explore why leaving your image up to chance is not enough and how clarity and intention can transform your communication. I will share tools and insights that ensure you will be in control of your own narrative. So this time, grab a notebook and a cup of coffee and get ready to learn strategies to build a personal brand that truly reflects who you are. Welcome to the Brilliantly Branded podcast.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Brilliantly Branded podcast, Women Empowerment Through the Lens of Branding. I am very close to arriving to the 100 episode, and I have to say that I am so proud of the work that I have been doing during the almost 2 years that I have been dedicating time, energy, and effort to bringing this to alive, to bringing the podcast to the life, to putting the purpose behind, but most importantly, to empowering many women around. As the life cycles are going, and I have been explaining, and people that are following me already know, every 2 years I try to create new products. And I create new products because I believe in the power of creativity and serving others. And serving others as well have been bringing me to the creativity side of how can I build something that will make people feel more connected, more belong to their authenticity, more belong to the fact that you just need some ingredients to realize who you are, and from that point building your personal brand. So based on that, what I have been working lately and what I wanted to share with you today is how the process have been to building a something that will allowing you to get it into the way of communicating easily about who you are. So let's start for bringing to you back to the story about how all the things start. When I start to feeling the necessity of creation of new things, I decide to do something differently. So I decide to go in a trip for different countries in which I have the opportunity to see the things in a different way. See the things in a different way is basically how you are putting intention to the things that you are doing, pursuing a purpose that will allow you to find clarity in how to communicate who you are, your authenticity, your reason to exist, and all those things that are ingredients to having outside a clear and authentic personal brand. So bringing to you all this on how this process have been happening, I decide to bring different ingredients, starting by connecting with my sense. The sense of visuals, the sense of listening, the sense of smell, the sense of taste, the sense of touch. And bringing all the things brought me to different places. Part of the stories that I have been delivering recently in the podcast that you can go on and hearing is each of those experiences, how I have been living those experiences and how those experiences have been bringing me to realize certain things. I'm not going to spoil all the content because I will love you to go and listen into those episodes in which in each of those I have been telling the story of the experience that I have lived and how that in a kind of metaphoric way is something that help us to build and bring information that is key for building our personal brand and position it ourselves as the experts that we are. But where all the things was born, and basically all the things was born from the point of view on how we come back to creativity, how we are coming back to awaken the creativity in ourselves if we are not really making the environments that we are living in, right? And the reason why I decide to go outside and have a trip and bring in different environment, different experiences is because your brain learns by experience, right? Right? I mean, learning by doing is something that have been showing is the way that you start to generate different neural connections. And I am not going to jump into the science right now because I am not have the expertise. But the things that I have been learning and the things that I have been brought to me, all this information, it have been studying how that works. And happen that our neuronal connections needs to be awakening in certain way. If we don't actually push that and look in the way to awaken in that connections, we are going to do exactly the same and having the same results, right? So crazy is who wanted or are expecting different results just by doing the same things. And that's what I was challenging myself. Let's do things differently. So what I did differently is I went and choose different cities around the world, especially coming back to my roots. So I'm Colombian. I came back to Colombia, and I tried to do the things that I always have been doing there, but this time in a different way, with a different perspective and different intention. So this is an exercise that I have been practicing, arriving to your country, yeah, arriving to your roots, seeing the things that you are already familiar with, but trying to see it with a different perspective, seeing that with a different kind of thoughts, bringing that and seeing the different side that probably you haven't realized before. So just that was one exercise of the process of coming back to my roots to see how that works, to see where I have been coming from and probably not realizing how that works. So that process brought me in a very interesting status in which I realized many of the things that I was living before that now I have opportunity to perceive in a different way. That gave me a lot of lessons. There's an episode when I am talking about that, coming back to my roots. And how coming back to your roots is building this foundation that you can use to build your personal brand. As I have been saying at the beginning, this is more about how we are building our personal brand, right? How we are building this foundation that will allow us to know who we are, what are our talents, what are our gifts, and how we are going to really use those to put it in the same pot to communicate it outside. That is the most important things, right? We can have a lot of things around us, but if we don't know how to communicate that outside, well, how people will know who we are? And then it's coming back this position or this comment that I have been saying, that is how the people are identifying you, what the people are telling about you. If the people needs to put in a word next to who you are, what is this word that the people are putting next, right? And many of the people that I have been trying to do this exercise with, they are telling me, well, do you know, I really don't know. I really don't know what the people said about me. And this is the opportunity that we have to really build our communication plan in order for us to deliver the content that we want people perceive us about. So if we let this in the hands of people, well, probably will never be that accurate that the people will just say it what we think that the people should be saying about us, right? So this is part of the things that I suggest to my clients, especially in order for them to have this clarity. And clarity is a big word here, and this word is part of the things that I am trying my clients to bring in order for them to know what to say. So based on those experiences that I have been living in these different countries that I was visiting, one of those was the United States, where I was visiting two cities. It was Miami and it was New York, very different places. But what I have found and what I love, because I live there and I work there, is the fact that it's a very customer service oriented culture, and customer service oriented cultures taught me many things. And one of the things and experiences that I wanted to share with you today is the one that I live related with taste. With taste is I went to a restaurant, a little restaurant in New York, a Japanese restaurant, in which for me was an entire experience about how you can metaphorically connect this with your brand. So your brand actually is related with the experience that the people are having when they have an interaction with you. They have an interaction with you, with your services, an interaction with your products, right? So if talking about personal branding is having an interaction with you, what is the experience that you are delivering to the people that you are interacting with? So this metaphor is beautiful from the sense that when I arrive to this restaurant, since the moment that I get it into this restaurant, I start to living an entire experience. So I didn't even actually to think what to do. I have already the perfect place to be seated with the suggestions of what to eat, how, because they have the experiences as well to bring in different appetizers that need to have not just the sticks to eat, but they brought another spoon and different things that are combining the experience on the way that you are tasting those elements, those this food. So that was beautiful, but the most beautiful part, it was how someone came and explained all the ingredients and explain how those ingredients will melted in our mouth in order for us to be connected in the feeling and the sensation of what that's mean connected with our brain. So it was an entire experience, because you are not expected that, especially in a small restaurant, Japanese, in the middle of New York, in Manhattan. So this is not something that you are expecting, but for me, it was an experience, and it was an experience more for what I lived there. So, to make the long story short, and comparing that with the metaphorical way to how we are managing our brands, our communication, is how we start even to communicate from the start in the way that we are showing the visuals about ourselves or the visual about our brand. Some people have been coming to me and said, branding is just the logo and the colors, and that's it. Wow, maybe this is the front part of this restaurant if we compare metaphorically. And that took my attention. That wanted me to go into this restaurant, even without knowing that I will be having an amazing experience there. So this is how we are connecting. This is how we build the things with intention. And building that intention is showing us how all the things become connecting to deliver a big message, to deliver this expertise that we have, to deliver how we are going to deliver the content in order to make people understand who we are, what we want, and what are the value that we can deliver to them. So, making this metaphorical comparison, I think that I have learned a lot with this experience in this restaurant, and with all the other experiences that you can go and listen into the episodes. There is experience related with visuals, related with audition, related with smells, that have been teaching me a lot. And the most important part is what is coming next, right? And what is coming next, I will love you to stay tuned, because part of the things is for you to have opportunity to learn from me, to learn from my experiences about how you can start building this clarity in your message. Because what is true and what I have been realizing in different studies is how the people now are more connected with who you are instead of the company brand. When I say that, is companies needs as well to start communicating more from the human side, the human being side, because otherwise, as you probably have been perceiving that when you are scrolling in social media and you see the picture of a product, you are not stopping anymore. So you really probably stop when you see someone talking, someone that is connecting with you, and someone that is delivering an interesting message. This is how we are consuming products nowadays, and that is why the message and the communication needs to be so clear, and we need to acquire this clarity. So just to start to wrap up this short episode about what is coming next and how all this process of building your brand have been done across this experience of myself traveling and getting these different scenarios and different experiences that I can compare metaphorically with how to build your personal brand. I just hope to very soon delivering a product that I am working on and I have been working on, and will love to put it outside to serve the world, to give it this value to people, where people will be able to learn and recreate and get in connection back with their creativity. So, set it in that way. I will love you to give a check to the other episodes and let me know your comments, and let me know, get in contact with me. Let me know how can I help you, how can I add value to your life. And of course, as I have been always doing in the podcast, giving this voice to different women or different other genders, because happen that women empowerment is not just about women. We know that we all genders needs to be and be part of this equation. So what I am wanting to do is continue adding value on this purpose of women empowerment, and bringing all those people that wanted to have this voice and talking about different topics that will allow us to feel inspired and to learn something from. So thank you for being here, for being my audience today. And I would love to listen into your comments or to read your comments. So don't hesitate to drop me a message on LinkedIn or in any social media channels. I will be more than happy to reply and make clarifications about everything what you need. So, well, happy to deliver this content to you, and hope to see you in the next episode. Ciao, ciao. We hope you have been inspired by this content and join us for future episodes of the Brilliantly Branded podcast. We will continue exploring the power of branding and the stories behind successful brands. And remember, if you know a woman who has built a successful brand with a unique approach and a story to share, please refer them to our podcast. We would love to learn from their experiences and share their story with our listeners. Stay tuned for most episodes of Brilliantly Branded, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, on our YouTube channel for more branding insights and women empowerment. Until the next episode, ciao ciao.